was a finance optimizer called Finance Buddy. How it works is you upload a CSV file with some data on your income and expenses, and then you fill out a simple survey. So if you're a primary girl, as a student, if it's education, you choose that. Then you pick out a rough time horizon, your risk tolerance, your monthly income, then how much you plan on saving. That's it. Yeah. And if you have any investment experience, any specific industries you want to avoid or you prefer, and if you're comfortable with crypto. And then lastly, you just generate an AI report. So it starts off by providing you an income summary and an expenses summary. And then it gives you savings rate, which, I mean, it's not pretty good, but could be better. Then it analyzes its relation with your profile. So whatever your goal is, then it gives you some advice and it gives you some rough things you can do to improve it, as well as like a conclusion statement of how you can make it better.
Okay, this looks really good. Can you change some data and show me again?
Yeah, sure. So this is a different file. Let's say my primary goal is buy a house. Actually, let's choose build wealth. And
Okay.
it's approximately 10. And okay. Maybe I have experience. Yeah. So again, it starts with similar stuff, your income and expenses analysis, how it has broken it down, your savings rate. Okay, that's a very low aim, first of all, but yeah.
Okay.
And how it aligns with your profile, whatever your aim was. So here was build wealth. Then again, lastly, actionable advice, how you can do budgeting, what you can reduce, so food expenses, what you can increase, and again, a conclusion statement.
Okay. I think your project is amazing. You've put a lot of criterias to generate this, which is really good. So, did you face any difficulties while creating this project?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time on it. So first, I was working on Streamlit. I was not working on Gradio because my mentor suggested we use Streamlit. And I built the whole thing on Streamlit. Okay, it was fully done. And then I tried to deploy the app, and it just did not work. Streamlit for some reason blocked me. It blocked my profile. So then I had to restart all over on Gradio. That was a little frustrating. But then that's the thing I started off saying with, right? That it helped me build resilience. I want to do it. So it worked out in the end.
Oh, that's great. So, did you learn anything about deployment since you have to deploy it again?
Yeah, I learned that I should properly see what how I'm deploying it on GitHub, because I think that was the main problem when I connected my Streamlit to GitHub. But then it worked out in the end. So
Okay, that's great. So, who are your teammates?
Mahir. So it was just this one person, and his name is Mahir.
Mhm. So, what was your experience with him?
Uh,
Did you enjoy working with him?
yeah, I enjoyed it, but I feel like we could have been a little more interactive if we just
Okay.
spoke a little more. But then we interacted on coming up with the idea and thinking of different criterias. So
Mhm.
this he also built a similar one. I think his is a little cooler because it generates a pie chart as well. But yeah,
Okay, yours cool too. Uh, so, what was your mentorship experience Was it good? Did you
yeah.
face any difficulties with the mentor?
No, it was great. My mentor was Aman, and he was really sweet because every mentorship session we had, he asked if we were facing any problems or if there's anything specific that we want to look into before we actually start with it. And then one more thing, when the mentorship sessions had just started, he asked us to put down 5 ideas on what we want to build the AI program on. And one of those ideas that I had, he really loved it. And so he's been trying to motivate me to build that after I was done with this. So overall,
Okay.
it was amazing.
Okay, great. So do you have any other plans with any other projects?
Yeah, so I finished this by yesterday. I had deployed it by yesterday morning, and I was a little bored, so I decided to build a new one, like a different program altogether. So this was the idea that I had initially that Aman was telling me to actually do. Uh, I built a program that you input your problems into, and it gives you a verse from the Bhagavad Gita, and it
Okay.
tells you its relevance to your problem, and basically just explains what you can do to improve it from the Bhagavad Gita. Because I've heard people say that the Bhagavad Gita has solutions to all your problems. So,
Oh, that's great. That's a great idea. Even this idea was really good. So where do you get the idea for this project?
for this project,
Yeah.
so we were brainstorming. I think it was like the third or second mentorship session. All the three of us were just brainstorming, and Aman suggested that we do something related to finance. So Mahir and I were just saying things that we thought of, and ultimately we reached to something, some sort of a survey, and then it would give you advice. So we ultimately came up with something like this, where you fill out a survey, you put in a CSV, and it generates a whole report for you.
So is it that you were always interested in finance or was it just for the project?
I have a certain interest in finance, but then for this project specifically, in the starting, I believe we had to fill out a form before the
Mhm.
whole program started. In that form, my dad was pushing me to go for finance specifically. So I think that's probably why I got into it. But then I don't regret it at all. It was cool.
Okay, great. So any other interest you have like in any other domains?
Like specifically to AI and
Okay, okay, great. So do you have any future plans with this project?
with this project, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll talk to Aman about it, but I
Mhm.
think it's good. We'll see.
Okay, or any other projects? Future plans with any other projects like creating an application or something?
Maybe. I mean, I haven't thought about it yet, but yeah. And
Okay,
I am
great.
interested now. So,
Okay, so that's great. Um, I think we can start with the presentation now. You
okay.
can share your screen and show me the presentation.
Yes, of course. Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Okay. So, I built an AI ML powered personal finance optimizer, and this is a link to it. So it's called Finance Buddy. And yeah, so the goal of the app was to use, manage, budget, optimize, and gain or get. So, what I essentially am trying to do with it, I will be using AI and machine learning to help the users, first of all, manage their personal finances, then budget effectively, optimize spending, savings, and investments, and ultimately gain or get actionable insights and financial literacy support through the AI generated report.
Okay.
So the problem is that many individuals struggle with budgeting and financial planning overall. This is mainly because they lack personalized and easy to understand insights. Even as a teenager, I feel I should know certain things about financial management, which I don't. So having um, something like this could actually help. So there was a need for an automated and adaptive financial advisor. So the solution was to create an AI-driven platform that generates customized reports and offers budgeting tips as well as tracks progress towards a goal. So if you asked me about if I have any future plans with this project, this is probably it.
Okay.
Yeah. So data collection sources. Since I used an LLM for this project, which I used Gemini, I did not train it specifically, so I didn't require something from Kaggle. However, how it did work is that the user inputted a CSV file with their income and expenses. So this included their goals, their income, and whatever bills they need to actually fulfill. Then they also filled out a survey response. So this included, I showed you already, this included whatever they are aiming to save for, if they have any goals,
Yeah.
and what they have, like the risk tolerance and their investment preferences and stuff.
Okay.
So after that, the building part, the app flow was actually, it's quite simple. You
Actually, can you change the slides, or are you changing the slides because it's still on
Yeah,
the first slide?
I am changing slides.
Okay, it was on the first slide only.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so this was the goal.
Mhm. Yeah,
Can you see it now?
yeah, I can.
Then the problem statement,
Mhm.
and then
Okay,
the data collection that I already mentioned.
okay.
So after this, the actual building of the app flow was actually very simple. So you just upload the CSVs file with your income and expenses, and you fill out a user survey so that the AI can actually understand what your goals are and what your financial behavior is right now. Then this is where the main part comes, the AI machine learning engine. It processes all your data and it generates a personalized financial report with insights on how you can improve and what you're already doing.
Mhm.
So that is what will be outputted. So advice and budgeting strategies. So the report essentially what it'll include is a budget summary, which I already showed you, then some recommendations along with expense category analysis. So if it feels that there's a specific thing that you're investing too much in or you're spending too much on, it'll tell you that this is something that you need to work on.
Okay,
Then future projections and as well as alerts for unusual spending patterns.
okay.
So an example use case, let's say the user is named Sarah and she's 28 years old and is a software engineer. Her goal is to save for a home in 3 years as well as reduce food delivery expenses.
Mhm.
So what the AI model will identify is that she has been overspending on dining with $150 per month. And then because it has identified this, it will recommend a 12-month savings plan with adjustments according to whatever the month or whatever she's going through, as well as suggesting a high interest savings account, since her aim is to save for a home in 3 years.
Okay.
So the technology stack for the development environment, I used VS Code. The backend was mostly Python. The AI ML integration, I used Gemini API. The UI and version control, I used Gradio and GitHub since my Streamlit gave up on me. Then for deployment, I used Render. Again, so future enhancements you were asking, maybe adding some sort of bank account integration, open banking APIs and stuff. But again, that'll require some more research into it. As well as real-time notice with saving data. So this is where you will be able to revisit the app. So you could like make an account and you could track it long term, not just as you upload a CSV and then it analyzes it at that specific moment. So making it a long-term thing maybe. Adding a credit score optimizer as well as investment portfolio advisor. So this is it. This is the link, and then you can just upload a CSV file, and that's all.
Okay, that's great. I really like the future goals that you have for this project.